Potato.
Hello, it's 4 o'clock. I'm Amelia Broun. You're watching 7's Afternoon News live from Perth. Coming up, fighting for life. A teenage girl in a serious condition after a car surf stunt goes horribly wrong. Tractor tragedy. A woman crushed at a farm in Perth's north. Wine wars. China slaps hefty tariffs on Australian exports. What it means for our wine industry. Police seize a hidden cash stash, $6.5 million hidden in cooler bags. And scandal rocks the development of one of the world's most promising COVID vaccines. A 15-year-old girl is fighting for her life after falling from the roof of a moving car south of Perth. The car surfing accident happened in the early hours of this morning. A 17-year-old driver is being questioned by police. Brittany Hoskins has more.
Police say the teenage girl hit her head after falling from the top of the boot here along Padbury Road in Pinjarra. Neighbours say the car, a white Holden Commodore, had been cruising up and down the street. It's unclear how fast it was going at the time of the accident.
There was one on the roof though. This morning we got told by the officers that she got hurt.
Around 1:25am, the girl fell. Neighbours rushed to help and called 000.
It's silly people actually, silly children. They shouldn't be out at 1 o'clock on a Thursday. They should be at home.
The 15-year-old was taken to Peel Health Campus before being transferred to Royal Perth Hospital, where she is critical in ICU. The driver, a 17-year-old girl, is being questioned by police. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Anyone who saw the car being driven in the area prior to the incident should contact police. 7 News at 6 will have the latest on the 15-year-old's condition.
A farm worker has died in a tragic tractor accident in Perth's north. It's understood the woman died just before 10 this morning at the property in Carabooda. More than a dozen workers were gathered at the scene today as forensic officers tried to piece together her final moments. It comes just 2 weeks after Edward Wong was killed at Pick Your Own Strawberry Farm in Bullsbrook. The Chinese government has announced it will slap all Australian wine imports with huge new tariffs from tomorrow, striking a massive blow to the multi-billion-dollar industry. Evan Batten has more on the disastrous news for our wine producers.
Absolutely disastrous and swift, you would have to say. These tariffs have only just been announced and they will come into effect as of tomorrow. We will see Australian wines between 107 and 212% more expensive. It follows an anti-dumping investigation by China accusing Australia of flooding its market with cheap wine. And over the past month, producers have seen hundreds of shipping containers of product building up at ports across China.
This is a very distressing time for many hundreds of Australian wine producers who have built, in good faith, a sound market in China. It is of great concern that China has taken this action.
There's little doubt about the impact on this for Australian producers. More than a third of our wines were exported to China worth more than $1 billion. Definitely our top trading partner, and already one of our largest wine exporters, Treasury Wine Estates, has lost 11% of its value. Its shares are now in a trading halt until next Tuesday.
Australian Federal Police have uncovered a huge stash of cash at a home in Perth's northeast. El Giorgio has been following the story. El, how much did they find?
Amelia, it is an absolutely huge haul. Officers found $6.5 million cash that they say is the proceeds of crime. It was found at a home in Girraween yesterday, mostly in $100 bills and $50 bills. Those responsible went to great lengths to hide the money. Police say the cash was vacuum-packed, stuffed inside insulated shopping bags and then hidden away inside cardboard boxes of clothes. 2 men, a 29-year-old and a 30-year-old, were arrested and charged. They face jail time of up to 25 years if they're found guilty. Australian Federal Police believe they're dealing with an organised crime ring and that the group used this home in Girraween exclusively to count and sort this dirty money. While police did have a big win in arresting these two men, they still need the public's help to crack this organised crime ring wide open. So, Millie, anyone with any more information about this should get in contact with Crime Stoppers as soon as possible.
All right, thank you for joining us, Elle. Victoria has won a major battle in its war against COVID-19, 28 days with no community transmission. It's the magic number Mark McGowan has long stated could be the catalyst to welcome Victorians across the border. But families' hopes of being reunited still hang in the balance. Cyan Doherty reports.
Since WA slammed its border closed to the rest of the country in April, the Premier has maintained its reopening would be based on health advice, specifically when other states experience 28 days of no community transmission. Against all odds, Victoria now qualifies. Victoria's achievement is almost unmatched around the world. The state's done so well, one of the country's top doctors says WA is now much more of a COVID risk.
Ironically, because of the lack of social distancing and the complacency in Western Australia that we're all guilty of, me included, WA is probably at more risk of COVID now than Victoria is.
But the border isn't open. Families are still separated. Today's major milestone means there are growing calls from families, business leaders and even doctors for WA to open up to Victoria. The Premier will guarantee nothing.
Our approach has been to be very, very cautious, to see what happens in other states before we make a decision. We said we'd consider it when they get to the 28-day mark. We'll consider this matter over coming days.
In 7 News at 6, we bring you the story of a son based in Victoria who postponed his dad's funeral here in Perth so he could attend without quarantine. If the rules don't change, hugging his mum at his dad's funeral will be illegal. His plea to the Premier tonight.
Scandal has rocked the development of one of the world's most promising COVID vaccines. There are fears of a delay in the rollout of the drug from Oxford University and AstraZeneca, with questions raised over its level of protection. But Health Minister Greg Hunt says it doesn't affect our time frame. Political reporter Jennifer Peshwati has the latest from Canberra.
Well, new fast-track trials will now be conducted across the globe after US scientists raised concerns about the effectiveness in older people. It's been revealed a manufacturing error on doses that were administered led to the 90% effectiveness rate. United States officials are now concerned the results may be compromised. But the Morrison government has committed to buying 33.8 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. Health Minister Greg Hunt says the new trials should not delay the delivery.
We welcome further testing. I think that's a really important part of it. We will not approve, Australia will not approve, unless we are absolutely convinced that a vaccine is both safe and effective.
Meanwhile, talks are underway to discuss how Australians stuck overseas will gain access to a vaccine.
Distribution is very difficult, so it may be that we have reciprocal arrangements with other countries.
Labor welcomes that, but wants to see those Australians come home as soon as possible.
The Prime Minister said he would have Australians home for Christmas.
26,000 wanted to come home in September. Since then, 35,000 have returned. Now another 36,000 have registered.
We're meeting the amounts that we hope to achieve by Christmas. It's just that more people are looking to come home.
There are more flights being organised and scope to increase the arrivals cap as Melbourne reopens hotel quarantine.
A woman has been charged after allegedly trying to ram council workers with her car in Redcliffe. The workers captured the terrifying ordeal on camera and had to retreat to the roofs of their cars for safety. Cassidy Moscone reports.
Good afternoon. This is the aftermath of the woman's alleged rampage on Redcliffe Oval. Burnout marks like these can be seen all over the grass, effectively drawing the Hyundai Getz's path. The Belmont Council workers were setting up an event here just near the community centre around 11:30 yesterday morning when they were forced to flee. This is what they say was coming towards them, a white Hyundai Getz doing donuts and burnouts on the grass. You can see workers retreating to their car to avoid the woman coming dangerously close. At one point, police allege the woman drove straight towards one particular work car.
It all ended when the woman eventually stopped her car and a heroic member of the public grabbed her keys. Police attended and she was taken to hospital where she's been charged by summons. Her car was also seized and impounded.
2 men have been winched to safety after their boat sunk in treacherous waters off Perth's north overnight. Anna Hay has more.
Good afternoon. Police say the 2 men found themselves in trouble just after 6 o'clock last night when the boat they were in started taking on water about 5 kilometres southwest of Two Rocks. Within minutes, their 5.3 metre fiberglass vessel was underwater. The 2 men managed to grab life jackets but weren't able to set off an EPIRB in time. Remarkably, they were able to keep a mobile phone above water and called for help.
They must have been holding it above their head in the chop that was there last night. But they were working off the mobile phone till eventually they could hear if someone rang them, but they couldn't talk back, so it had started to get wet and malfunction.
Two Rocks Marine Rescue and the RAC rescue chopper were deployed and searched the rough seas with the spotlight for any sign of the missing men. Two Rocks Marine Rescue say the pair were finally winched to safety after treading water for at least 45 minutes.
He was actually surprisingly well off. He was a big chap and he pulled himself aboard the boat. We didn't have to really help him a whole lot.
Despite the ordeal, witnesses say the men were in good spirits when they returned to dry land, but were treated by paramedics for jellyfish stings. In 7 News at 6, where the boat is now, and an important message for all boaties.
New DNA results have revealed a bull shark was responsible for killing a man bodyboarding at Broun's Cable Beach last weekend. Charles Senabori was attacked on Sunday morning. It was the first fatal attack in Broun in 27 years. A former Special Forces commander has launched a blistering attack on the Chief of the Defence Force in the wake of the damning war crimes report. It follows the decision to strip special awards given to troops who served in Afghanistan between 2007 and 2013. Rob Scott reports from Canberra.
Amelia, retired Commando Heston Russell came to Canberra today to pay his respects to fallen comrades at the Australian War Memorial. But he also came ready for a new fight, delivering a stinging assessment of the Chief of the Defence Force, Angus Campbell, after moves to strip unit awards after the release of the Brereton War Crimes report last week.
That is not the sign of a leader, that is a sign of a politician, and that is one of the most disgusting demonstrations of senior leadership that has made me very disappointed to call myself a military veteran.
Despite finding credible evidence, Australian soldiers allegedly unlawfully killed 39 unarmed Afghan civilians and prisoners. The report largely cleared the military top brass. But Heston Russell believes, as commander of all forces in Afghanistan, General Campbell should lose his Distinguished Service Cross.
There is now a process to be followed as we consider all of those recommendations for individual and collective awards, and we will follow that process.
Lieutenant General Burr, taking control, confirmed today that 13 serving members of the Special Air Service Regiment implicated in the report now face the sack.
Each matter and individual circumstance will be considered on a case-by-case basis.
Those soldiers have all now been issued show cause notices and have 14 days to give a legitimate reason as to why they should not lose their jobs. Amelia.
Thank you, Rob. Notorious bikie Troy McCanty will fight claims he broke strict rules banning him from associating with bikies because he did so in another state. Mr McCanty today pleaded not guilty to 6 of the more than 70 charges against him after he allegedly breached his post-sentence supervision order by mixing with members of the Mongols Bikie Club when he attended a funeral in New South Wales. His lawyer, Paul Holmes, is expected to argue that WA legislation does not cover any alleged breach outside the state. Mr McCanty was released on bail and will be back in court next year. For the first time, Donald Trump has hinted he will concede defeat if the Electoral College confirms Joe Biden has won the US election. It comes as health officials brace for an explosion in COVID cases across the United States. It's Thanksgiving weekend and many Americans are ignoring health advice, crisscrossing the country to visit family.
Well, this has been the busiest travel week in America since the start of the pandemic, and of course the concern is that there is always a lag in hospitalisations. One expert from George Washington University saying he believes the daily death toll will double in the next 10 days. The message from America's health experts has been clear. They have urged Americans not to travel and gather with family members, as is tradition. A message echoed from Dr. Anthony Fauci out on his morning walk today. Have you got a message for America this Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I hope that we all stay safe the way we've been, encouraging them to. It's really tough when you have such a great holiday like Thanksgiving.
President-elect Joe Biden had his own message for America today, thanking Americans for the sacrifices they've gone through this year, and particularly healthcare workers, with this message alongside his wife Jill.
History has shown, and all of you have shown, that there's nothing we can't do if we do it together.
We are so grateful for all of you, from our family to yours. Happy Thanksgiving.
Donald Trump from here at the White House sent out, as tradition, a message for American troops based overseas.
As president, I want to personally express my profound thanks to each and every one of you for your devoted service to our nation.
He also spent part of the day out on the golf course this morning, celebrating his Thanksgiving with the first family, what will be their final Thanksgiving and Christmas here at the White House.
Positive signs for Perth's property market, but why there's new rental pain for tenants. That's next. Plus, the super strength material being made in WA, why it could create a new jobs boom. Chaos on the streets of Argentina, violence breaks out at a football star's funeral. And a delicate rescue mission off California's coast.
Mayday! Mayday! The firefighter's trapped! Let's get him to the hospital! Right down now!
Put your game face on.
Station 19 premieres Monday on 7.
G'day, Sue. Join me for a walk?
I'd love to, but my legs are aching.
I have the same problem. You need Revitive. New Revitive Medic with Oxywave is amazing. It's the circulation booster that gets my leg muscles pumping, which could relieve aches and pains, swelling, and now cramps. Plus, it's drug-free. It's truth. Someone got Revitive. Get Revitive today. It just might change your life. This Christmas, give someone you love Revitive.
Want to open the door to a bright new future? There's never been a better time. Heaps of course fees have been slashed by up to 72%. And there's even free training if you're under 25 or looking for work. Get the skills you need for the job you want. Contact your local Jobs and Skills Centre, TAFE or private training provider. Or search Jobs and Skills WA. Authorised by the State Government, Perth.
Check out the massive 4-day clearance. That's 4 days to clear it all. Fridges, washers, ovens and dishwashers. Brand new models. Superseded the next display stock. It's all priced to clear during the massive 4-day clearance. Guthrie Street, Osmond Park. Check out.
We love living at the Green because
I can play golf with my grandson and it's free.
I qualify for the full government grants.
I can relax with friends.
We have choices, activities and sports, or lazy days at home.
We have the golf, pool, lawn bowls and barbecues.
And the library is very impressive too.
Moving to the Green is the best decision of our lives together.
I totally agree.
People here are so friendly.
the Green, where we own our homes.
We're announcing something big. The big deal is now on at Mazda, and we're putting value on 2020 plate vehicles front and centre, like Run-Out CX-9 Sport from $45,990 drive away. Search Mazda offers today.
This Saturday, get boosted odds on any 3 races at Ascot with Tap Touch. This spring, the race starts when the bet's on. Tap Touch. Better your bet. Gamble responsibly.
Western Australia, we're here to say thank you. Drivers across the state have made the West Aussie Wave a symbol of courtesy all road users are known for. Thanks, WA, and let's keep kindness travelling on our roads.
It's that personal touch over the years. My son and his fiancée were looking at buying a house.
But I said, go and see Denise at P&N Bank. She'd helped us out 18 months before. They did. And as a result, now they have their own home. You can trust that they're going to do the right thing by you. So that was that's what we thought, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is us. And it's why P&N Bank customers recommend us more than any other bank.
Look around. As the favourites come out, it begins. Observing with an eagle eye. Mastering the art of stashing. Oh, brilliant Ove Grant. Cadbury favourites. Everyone gets their favourites.
You're watching 7's 4pm news live from Perth. Right now it is 21 degrees in the city. The forecast is coming up soon. There's good news for Perth homeowners today, with latest forecasts predicting house prices to increase between 6 and 10% over the next 12 months. But according to REIWA's outlook for 2021, Perth's rental market is reaching crisis levels. The vacancy rate has reduced to below 1% due to the flow-on effects of COVID-19. Rents are expected to grow an extra 10 to 15% throughout 2021. Despite the increase, Perth still remains the most affordable state capital to rent in. A factory in WA has become one of the first in the world to sell a new exciting product that can make just about anything super strength. It's called Graphene, and it's been touted as a new boom industry for WA.
Good afternoon. I'm joined by Craig McGuckin, who is the Managing Director here at First Graphene. Craig, this product is being touted the new wonder product of the world, but for anyone at home who's never heard of it before, exactly what is it?
Well, graphene is an allotrope of carbon, so it is a very thin layer of carbon. We're talking atoms thin. And when we mix that with everyday products that you would normally use at home, being plastics, rubber, even coatings or paints, it makes them stronger, it makes them fire resistant, it makes them wear less. So generally it's a product that will make everything better into the future.
And this is a very new product on the market, isn't it? What's the brief history of graphene?
Well, certainly graphene, it was first isolated in Manchester by two Russian scientists in 2004. They won the Nobel Prize in 2010. What's really been holding graphene back is the ability to make it in bulk. So to make large quantities in tonnes of a quality that industry, at a price that industry can afford to incorporate. And that's what makes it exciting now. With First Graphene, we've managed to do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you're doing here at your factory in Henderson. And it's a pretty special factory, isn't it? I can imagine you're very proud of what you've achieved here.
Well, certainly the team at First Graphene have achieved wonders here. What you see behind you is arguably the largest graphene factory in the world, creating pristine graphene nanoplatelets for both local use, but more importantly, exporting to the world.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Craig. And in 7 News at 6 o'clock, the everyday products you know and love that are now being made even better thanks to graphene.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has stepped out for the first time in 11 days after being forced into isolation. The 56-year-old had been segregated inside number 10 Downing Street after meeting an MP who tested positive to coronavirus earlier this month. He was seen wearing a face mask as he left the building to travel the short distance to Parliament. Mourners and police have clashed at the funeral of Diego Maradona in Buenos Aires as thousands gathered to bid farewell to the soccer legend. Argentina is holding 3 days of national mourning, with the public invited to visit his coffin. But as numbers grew, riot police struggled to contain the crowd. Many people broke steel barriers and brawled with officers. Tear gas was used to disperse the crowd. This is the dramatic moment. A US Coast Guard crew rescued 3 people and 2 dogs from a stranded boat off the California coast. Video from a helmet camera shows the delicate operation. Eventually, everyone was winched to safety. The vessel had run aground near San Francisco. Coming up, a COVID breach causing chaos for international cricket. Plus, knife fight nightmare. Families flee a stabbing frenzy in a suburban park. And the painting breaking Australian artwork record.
smoothies over 2 massive nights. See the whole Fantastic Beasts story, starting tonight on 7. Solar rebates reduce in January, so confirm your lowest price today on the huge 6.6 kilowatt premium Sunboost Maxi Saver system. Still only $29.81. Ends November 30, no extensions.
Call 1300 Sunboost.
See? Nailed it.
I never slept out underneath the stars. I lied about being the outdoor type. I never owned a sleeping bag, let alone a mountain bike. I lied.
Hyundai Tucson, made for it, even if you're not.
Here at Hart & Co, we're putting Neff on show with up to 20% off kitchen packages. Visit our new state-of-the-art showroom and experience Neff's world-first innovation, the German-engineered Neff Slide and Hide oven door, offering better access during cooking, a revolutionary slide and hide rotating handle, plus a 4-year warranty. For the love of cooking, you want the very best in your kitchen. Now with 20% off Neff kitchen packages at the new Hart & Co, now open in Osborne Park.
The Black Friday sale is now on at Furniture Bazaar. Save big with 40% off this modular and save 50% on this 4-piece bedroom suite. Or take home this 9-piece package for only $14.99.
Create more space and save on outdoor blinds at the Blinds Gallery. Bring your outside in and save up to 50% on zip track blinds and awnings, plus all shutters heavily reduced.
Call 137 127 the Blinds Gallery.
Never fear mouldy grout again. Mr. Wet Wall installs stylish mould-resistant waterproof panels over your existing tiles. Done in a day. Marble, slate and stone finishes at the fraction of the cost of tiling. Search Mr. Wet Wall.
Boys!
Watch Sky Racing live, anywhere. Now available on Sportsbet.
Helping children reach their full potential. To me, that's big.
Educating and empowering people to eat healthy. To me, that's big.
Stories of culture and country. To me, it's big.
Local beef for local minds. To me, that's big.
Inspiration and help to follow my dream. To me, that's big.
We've built great communities in regional WA.
And to have support to keep them great
for a long time to come. To us, that's big too.
New Zealand's summer of cricket has been thrown into turmoil with 6 Pakistani players testing positive for COVID and several caught breaching isolation rules. The 6 team members have been moved into quarantine and the squad's exemption to train in isolation has been temporarily revoked. New Zealand Cricket says some players broke strict biosecurity protocols and are being investigated. To some harrowing pictures from Sydney now. Families have been forced to flee after a wild knife fight broke out in a suburban park. 2 men were stabbed and the entire thing was caught on camera.
Well, as you can see, police have been going through this park forensically today after 2 men were stabbed during a brawl here at Banksia last night. It was just after 8 p.m. when a 25-year-old man was treated by paramedics for multiple stab wounds to his back. The entire fight that led up to this was captured on security cameras, where a large group chases a man down the road, eventually tackling him into the gutter, where knives were then pulled out. A 21-year-old man was also stabbed repeatedly in the leg. He is seen limping away, bleeding, and around an hour later, he took himself to hospital.
Quite horrific and a very callous crime. I can say that it appears the victim and the persons involved are probably known to each other.
Now, police are calling this a targeted incident. They believe the men are known to each other. They recovered 2 knives here at Gardenia Park this morning. It's not the first time there have been problems at this park, and with plans in place to build a professional soccer ground here, they're worried it could attract more people and more problems.
Everyone's very scared, obviously. This area sometimes is a little bit of a crime hotspot.
Of course, the question for police now is what sparked this violence last night. The fact that neither victim seems to be cooperating, though, is just one hurdle they'll need to overcome.
2 men have been charged over a shooting incident in Geraldton yesterday. Shauna Willis joins us from the GWN 7 News Desk with the details.
Police say a 36-year-old man fired a homemade shotgun following a confrontation with another man in Utakara. Today, police put on display an arsenal of weapons they seized in a follow-up search. One man has been charged with drugs and weapons offences, the other with criminal damage. There's been a big win for country road safety campaigners today, with the government caving in to local pressure and lowering the speed limit on South Western Highway in Picton near Bunbury to 80 kilometres an hour. The road is a notorious accident black spot. And Foodbank is running a big Christmas drive this weekend, trying to fill up its shelves so there will be hampers for those doing it tough this Christmas.
A painting by Australian artist Brett Whiteley has gone under the hammer, fetching more than $6 million. This is the artwork, Henry's Armchair, a depiction of the interior of Whiteley's home on Sydney Harbour. It took just 5 minutes for bidders to reach $6.1 million, eclipsing the previous $5.4 million record set for a Sydney Nolan painting of Ned Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a new Australian auction record. New record for Whiteley.
The artwork's new owners have decided to remain anonymous. Now with a look at today's money markets, here's West Business Finance reporter Maylin Chu.
Thanks, Amelia. Shares have slipped on the Australian market after overseas worries about coronavirus lockdowns re-emerged and doubt was cast on a vaccine candidate. The ASX 200 closed 35 points in the red. Stocks also sank after reports of Chinese anti-dumping moves against Australian winemakers, but the stock market still finished the week up by about 1%. Bikie Cheese was one of the day's best performers. The company surged 7% after raising $284 million. That money will go towards Bega buying Lion Dairy and drinks. Going the other way was travel group Hello World, which is losing up to $2 million per month amid the pandemic. The winemakers have taken a tumble following China's decision to hit Australian wine with tariffs. Treasury Wines, which owns the Penfolds label, lost up to 11%. Among the major miners, BHP and Rio Tinto closed lower, but Fortescue Metals managed to creep into the black. On the currency front, the Australian dollar is buying 73.61 US cents, up slightly from the 73.59 US cents we saw at Thursday's close. And that's the day on the markets.
Thank you, May. Still to come, Hoon outrage. The teenager accused of knocking out a child in a dangerous driving stunt faces court. That's next. Plus, close call, 2 brothers in an emergency landing miracle. And renovation revelation, how a couple doing up their home uncovered a secret whiskey cellar.
There's a reason
insiders have told me
nobody knows Perth like 7 News.
7 News has known about this claim.
Perth's best team.
Bradley Robert Edwards.
Reporting to you.
Homicide detectives.
For you. Every night.
Police need your help.
Nobody knows Perth like 7 News.
He's the biggest star in India today. His name is Virat Kohli. Australia's up against the most formidable rival they've ever faced.
We won't let that phase us. We're playing for all Australians. We will never, ever back down.
Our Aussies take on the might of India.
The first test starts December 17 on 7.
Saturday is back, and up to 10 people could win $1 million each. Be one of up to 10 millionaires with Million Year Saturday.
Junior High
Enterprise mega price splitters on now with prices smashed store-wide. Like a whopping 20% off big brand computers, 20% off. Includes laptops and desktops. Microsoft Surface, gaming computers to monitors, 20% off. Shop in-store, online or call us. JB, you've done it again.
Remember applying for your first home loan? Well, you're a lot smarter now. And now there's a smarter loan online with an excellent low rate plus no application or ongoing fees. Apply online with TikTok Home Loans.
We'll take the old grout out and put the new grout in. We'll fix your leaking shower, make it brand new and sparkling. Grout Guard.
This Black Friday at Barbecues Galore. 40% off selected barbecues and outdoor dining. 30% off Pro Smoke barbecues and umbrellas. 20% off these big brand barbecues. This Black Friday, save up to 40% off this week only at Barbecues Galore. Now you're cooking.
What other gift could help you connect with family, past and present? Discover where you originated from, the communities that shaped you, your great-great-grandparents, and the journeys they took that ultimately led to you. Give the gift of family connection this Christmas with Ancestry DNA. Order your kit today at ancestry.com.au.
Harvey Norman Big Friday. Save $150 on this Acer Spin laptop, now $298. Save over $500 on the Samsung 49-inch Odyssey G9 gaming monitor, now $2,294. Samsung Galaxy A51, now $429, save $170. Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, now $168, save $130. Stores open late tonight with more Big Friday deals, plus 60 months interest-free with bonus gift card. Big Friday at Harvey Norman.
A driver accused of hooning just moments before a 5-year-old boy was hit by a flying tyre in Queensland has been released from custody. The 18-year-old opened up about the incident as he walked from the watch house on bail this morning.
The alleged driver, an 18-year-old man, appeared via video link here at Caboolture Magistrates Court this morning over that horrific incident yesterday afternoon. Police say it was around 4:30 that a car pulled up at the intersection of Morayfield Road and King Street. A Ford Falcon Ute did a burnout as it took off. It was then that a rear passenger wheel became dislodged and struck a 5-year-old child who was walking with his family along the footpath outside Caboolture Square Shopping Centre.
Everyone was just a mess. There was not one person who didn't have a tear in their eye watching what happened.
Paramedics raced to the scene and managed to revive the child using a defibrillator before he was taken to the Queensland Children's Hospital. Police prosecutors said in court this morning if it wasn't for the quick actions of those Queensland ambulance officers, the child would likely be dead.
It's time that these people start taking responsibility for their own action. You know, in the end, it's not a racetrack. This is a street, and there's consequences to your actions, and that happened yesterday. And now some 5-year-olds paying for that consequence.
The accused driver, 18-year-old Blake Jennings Davey, has been remanded in custody. Police prosecutors are objecting to his bail on the basis that he showed no remorse at the scene. They say they will allege that he walked straight past the child as he lay lifeless on the ground to collect his wheel. His lawyer argues that he was remorseful and was in tears at the scene. How is he after the incident?
The matter's been adjourned to tomorrow. There'll be no comment at this time.
The matter will be heard here at Caboolture Magistrates Court again tomorrow morning, adjourned until police can confirm if the address provided by his lawyer is suitable for the man to be released on bail out into the community.
Mum-to-be Bindi Irwin has posted a video from her latest ultrasound scan. The 22-year-old says she and husband Chandler Powell can't wait to meet their beautiful daughter.
Wow. You can see her heartbeat there.
The baby girl is due in late March or early April. 2 brothers have somehow walked away without a scratch after their plane broke down over the Adelaide Hills. As Peter Caldecott reports, the pilot made an emergency landing in a paddock with just seconds to spare.
The 2 men were in this Brumby 610 ultralight flying over the Bugle Ranges late yesterday afternoon when suddenly alarm bells started going off.
When the pressure warning signals came up, you could see just right, we're going to land there.
Pilot Adrian Fitzgerald realised his plane's fuel pump had failed.
The aircraft was spluttering and making really funny sounds, and there was 3 neighbours there very quickly
because they'd heard the aircraft.
I said today, hell, that plane's low, you know, and then I heard it start to pop, 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 you know, and we seen it disappear.
Adrian had less than a minute to make a life or death decision.
I didn't want to stall it or anything like that, which can cause a lot of problems. You know, that's what kills everyone.
There was no time to be thinking whether you were or you weren't, because that's what we'd chosen to do. Once you pull the power off, you're going down.
But Adrian's 3,000 hours of flying experience and emergency training paid off.
We were pretty close to the power lines, but we were well underneath that. They were right on the edge of the fence. You just keep flying it until it comes down.
Police and paramedics were quickly on the scene, but amazingly the plane and its passengers escaped without a scratch.
They did an excellent job. Well, there was dam, trees, rough ground, power lines, fence lines, so you've got to miss all of those things and get the plane on the ground and not bend it.
Once the ultralight has been checked out mechanically, the two brothers hope to fly it out of here.
A tuxedo, an Aston Martin and a vodka martini, all things which are synonymous with the legendary spy James Bond. Now you have a chance to own another essential piece of 007 memorabilia with iconic Walther PPK handgun. This is the replica pistol used by Sean Connery in Dr. No, the first film in the Bond franchise. It's going under the hammer at an auction house in Beverly Hills. It's expected to sell for more than $250,000. A couple in New York has made quite the discovery while renovating their new home. They found almost 70 bottles of scotch hidden in the walls and floorboards. After doing some research, it was revealed the house dated back to the Prohibition era, when the United States banned the production and sale of alcoholic beverages from 1920 to 1933. Perfectly preserved, the 100-year-old collection is estimated to be worth almost $70,000. The couple plans to sell the bottles. Barra is up next with all your sport, including a big 2-ton knock from Australia in their first one-dayer against India, and the father-son footy dream team with their eyes on the AFL draft.
This weekend, it's your chance to complete your Pig the Pug mini book collection with a free tote bag. Get your token from Saturday's West or the Sunday Times and redeem it for your free Pig the Pug tote bag. You can only get it this weekend with the West Australian and the Sunday Times.
It's time to celebrate this year's end.
What a crazy 12 months it's been.
With a Christmas special so big it spans the nation.
All hands on deck.
We can do something beautiful. 2 amazing and very Aussie makeovers.
Wow.
Packed with ideas.
Terrific.
Bringing colour to any home.
I'm blown away.
And festive ideas for a happy holidays.
Christmas is shaping up to be pretty special this year.
Join us for the Better Homes Christmas special tonight on 7.
At Huon, we harvest salmon in Tasmania's extreme environment, in all seasons, in all weather. And we do it all in the dark. Meet the team who harvest your Huon salmon by night, so it reaches you fresher by day. Find it fresh in the chilled seafood cabinet at Woolworths.
Unite over Chicken Treat's legendary Baconary burger range and be Baconary friends forever.
At Liano Day, we take care of every last detail of your loved one's funeral, even down to bringing their famous recipe to life one more time. So you can focus on remembering the little things, because the little things are everything.
Retrovision flicks the switch on the 2020 sale event you've been waiting for all year. Huge savings store-wide across home entertainment, kitchen, laundry, cooking, tech and more. Don't be left in the dark. Retrovision's super sale event must end soon, in-store and online.
Grow your own veggies with Rich Grow Black Marble liquid tomato and vegetable food. It's high in nitrogen, iron and potash to create the Rich Grow effect. For bigger, tastier tomatoes and veggies, grab some today and grow you good things.
Tyre Power's big Falcon holiday sale is on. Drive away safe when you buy 3 and get 1 free on select Falcon SUV or 4-wheel drive tyres and select Falcon passenger tyres. Stay safe out there. Call your local Tyre Power store today.
Get the power! Your new escape is here.
It's beautiful.
With relaxing dream getaways.
I can see myself here at home.
New Escape to the Country, tonight on 7 2.
You're watching 7's Afternoon News. Barra joins us now. And Barra, the Aussies have set India a huge run chase.
They sure have, Millie. Amazing. Led by captain Aaron Finch and Steve Smith, who both made centuries. Australia made a massive 6 for 374 in the first one-dayer against India at the SCG.
259 days since the crowdless one-dayer jolted us into lockdown, cricket returned to the SCG. Like an Indian home ground these days, but the new barefoot circle reinforces this is Australian turf. Kohli versus Smith resumes. They honoured the Maverick Dino. Finch won the toss and straight out of quarantine.
Shot.
Warner and his skipper were away.
Up-ish and wide of mid-off.
Despite a rude interruption by 2 anti-Adani protesters, there was little trouble for Australia's great opening pair. At 4:08, they paused, 6 years to the horrific, fatal day we lost Phillip Hughes. Finch launched past 50, yet another century stand, but he should have been run out for 51.
Kohli. Can't believe it.
Finch only added insult. They ticked past 150 before a contentious dismissal of Warner on 69, a not-out call overturned.
India break through.
The luck changed for Steve Smith on 13.
Close, yeah, that's close.
Saved by a virtual coat of varnish.
Oh, hang on.
Smith took full advantage with some help in the deep.
Should be taken and... Oh!
Kohli steamed. Smith found his hands all right, 50 from 36. Finch eased to his 17th one-day ton.
Beautifully played for the skipper.
Just as India really unravelled, the captain fell for 114.
If he drops this, there'll be something wrong.
Only allowing Smith and Glenn Maxwell to launch an extraordinary onslaught. It rained sixes.
That could be 6, it is.
45 off 19 for the big show. Smith starts his summer with a knock that only he could play.
Steve Smith picks up his 10th one-day international 100, his 4th versus India.
Matt Carmichael, 7 News.
And Sydney Thunder upset reigning champions the Brisbane Heat to book their first WBBL final since the tournament's inaugural season. The Thunder made 6 for 143 at North Sydney Oval, and the Heat were cruising to victory at 4 for 119, but then they capitulated, losing 6 for 12 and crashing to a 12-run defeat, sealed by former teammate Sammy Joe Johnson.
I thought they had it there in the bag for a little bit, but to come back the way that we did, runs on the board, that's pressure in semi-finals, and what a fantastic game.
It ends Brisbane Heat's shot at a three-peat. The Sydney Thunder face the Melbourne Stars in tomorrow's final. To footy now, and the son of a St Kilda fan favourite looks certain to be drafted into the AFL next month. Leaping teen Jack Bowie doesn't have to go far for advice, hoping to follow in the footsteps of his dad Brett.
Father and son, kick to kick, 12 days out from the draft. Jack Bowie started in Auskick at the age of 4 on the very same ground.
Sort of realised that about 7 I wanted to compete, so just went to under-9s and pretty much grew up here.
His dad Brett was a St Kilda cult figure at 168 centimetres.
What can the little fellow do?
A lively rover who liked a celebration. He played 85 games at the Saints, just 15 short of father-son qualification.
A bit flat now for the young bloke. Yeah, it would have been good to see him father-son.
Yeah, that would have been unreal, but I guess that's life.
Jack's taller.
175, so got him covered.
Okay. He's very lucky. It's not hard to be taller than me, though, so...
And he's blessed with a large leap.
Up there, Kazali.
He played a lot of basketball as a junior, and I think that's helped him with his leap, trying to dunk the ball.
Jake inspired by a diminutive bulldog.
Caleb Daniel a fair bit, just because he's a smaller player, sort of good kick, and it's been going well the last couple of years, so it's good seeing someone a bit shorter dominate the game.
The growth on his lip not so short. Will it still be there on draft night?
This is sort of a Movember thing, so it'll probably come off at December.
Mark Stevens, 7 News.
And well known for letting out their emotions, Argentina's rugby side wants to honour one of their greatest supporters with victory over the All Blacks in Newcastle tomorrow night. Diego Maradona was a regular visitor in the Pumas dressing room after Test matches. This was at the 2015 World Cup.
He had an attraction, like the world stopped when he was there.
The winner of the match will take the lead in the Tri-Nations before next weekend's Wallabies-Argentina finale. And there was an eerie silence in stadiums across Europe this morning when Europa League teams showed their respect for Diego Maradona. Premier League leaders Tottenham smashed the Bulgarian champions 4-0, including an accidental long-range goal from Harry Winks. Arsenal cruised into the knockout stages with a 3-0 win. They've joined by Leicester City after Jamie Vardy's last kick of the game earned them a 3-3 draw. I'll leave it to the last minute. OK, Millie, Baz will be covering our 6 o'clock bulletin and we're going to be talking about the AFL draft, so don't miss it.
All right, thanks very much, Barra. We have a mild weekend on the way. I'll tell you when it's heating up again after the break.
When Perth wakes up, there's only one place to see breaking news now.
Police have just released new details.
Sunrise, live and local news, sport and weather every 30 minutes. Our team of reporters brings you news from across WA.
As it happens.
Sunrise, Perth's #1.
I want to offer you a life-changing amount of money.
Record money.
$150,000. $160,000. $250,000.
Sunday at 7. Woo! The champions are back.
Oh, here's the big gun.
Who will risk it all?
It's really tough. We don't just give you the money.
To be Australia's greatest quiz champion.
This is the biggest game ever.
This is the grand final. Beat the Chasers. Sunday at 7 on 7.
Aussies wanted to change the way they ride. Enter Ola.
When I drive with Ola, I keep more in my pocket.
May I have some money, please, sir?
Well, till this young fella gets here.
So when Aussies ride with Ola, they ride the change.
You never want to take off the perfect shoe. At the Athlete's Foot, get fitted in store with MyFit 3D or online with MyFit Virtual. Get up to 40% off selected footwear this weekend only. Ends Monday. The Athlete's Foot. Now that's fit.
Take control with the Remington Quick Room Body and Back Roomer. The dual-sided blade provides ultra-close trimming for a smooth look. Easily reach back hair and use wet or dry. Remington's Quick Room Body and Back Roomer. Available only at Shaver Shop.
Thought you were just getting the cherries.
Find all your Christmas specials like Linley Valley boned and rolled pork shoulder roast $6.50 per kilo and Streets Magnum Sticks 4 to 6 pack varieties $4.50, half price. Now at your local IGA.
Seeing a sign like this might mean a few delays. But it's also a sign of great things to come, like more trains with Metronet and a smoother run on our roads. Search Building for Tomorrow to see what it means for you.
I help kids learn to be safe, but I'm not a teacher.
I'm helping to make our roads safer, but I'm not an engineer.
I'm working for a more sustainable future, but I'm not a scientist.
I've helped save hundreds of lives, but I'm not a doctor.
I save my family money every day, but I'm not an accountant. I'm an RAC member.
Doing more for WA and for you. That's the power of membership. RAC. For the better.
First, you butter them up. Clever boy, you're quite right, I am the smartest. Then you beat them and beat them.
No.
It's time to go from the frying pan into the fire. That's when you know they're toast.
The Chase. Weekdays on 7.
Good afternoon, it's Savannah here with a check of your roads. Do exercise patience around those shopping centres with Black Friday on and on those freeways too. Northbound Mill Point Road to Vincent Street and Erindale Road to Reed Highway. Southbound is through the city to Mill Point Road and Queen Road Highway to Agatel Road as well. RAC Insurance, see what you see. Switch online for $100 off comprehensive car insurance for the first year. Get a quote at rac.com.au. More traffic on Monday.
Now, Fuel Watch. Perth's petrol prices brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Checking the weather now, and we had another cool day for Perth. 23.5 was our maximum this afternoon. Around Australia, very hot in Adelaide tomorrow, 38 degrees. Showers developing in Melbourne. Canberra could get a storm, and sunny skies and 36 degrees for Sydney. Back to Perth, a sunny start to the weekend, a top of 25 tomorrow. Partly cloudy for Sunday, also heading for 25 degrees. A shower or two to start the working week, a cool 21 degrees on Monday. Tuesday is 24 and mostly sunny. Then it's back up to 30 for Wednesday, and for Thursday it's looking sunny with light winds. And just before I go, one lucky Australian has become a multi-millionaire overnight, taking out the Division 1 prize in last night's Powerball draw. $20 million was up for grabs last night, but it remains unclaimed, with the single winning entry being an unregistered ticket. But Perth has missed out on the jackpot. The lucky winner is from Melbourne. That's all from Barra and me for now. I'll see you with Rick, Sue and Baz for 7 News at 6. Stay with us for the Chase Australia.
Do you want to know how it's going to end? We should. It's a good story.
You're talking about an armed robbery. What are we going to do?
I'm not going to lose you too.
I love you. Nothing will ever change that.
He thinks that I'm into you.
Crazy, huh?
Totally. I have a son, and Alf doesn't know anything about it. Hello.
I'm looking for the stewards.
I told him to stay away. Shouldn't be here.
I can't help feeling that I'm not getting the full story here.
Do you have any idea what happens to cops in there?
He's gonna die in there.
You really thought you'd get away with it? Constable Thorne.
Hold your breath for the heart-stopping season final of Home and Away on 7. Don't miss it. Monday at 7 on 7.
These four strangers must work as a team to win thousands of dollars, but standing in their way is one of the sharpest minds in Australia, the Chaser. The chase is on. Welcome to the Chase Australia. Great to have your company. This is going to be a giant game in every sense of the word. Trust me. Let's meet the team.
Hi, I'm Mel. I'm a travel consultant and they pay me to travel business class and stay in 5-star hotels.
Hi, I'm Colin. I spend my days installing windows and I can't wait to get back to Everspace Camp.
Hi, I'm Libby. I'm a stage manager and I collect books about the history of theatre in Australia.
Hey, I'm Tamus. I've founded a popular free Shakespeare festival and a less popular footy podcast.
See, the classics never die. Thank you, Tamus. Unfortunately, you're up against a shrew. Hunting them all the way will be the Chaser. If they get caught, they lose their money and go home. Make it through to the bank. They could share in a great team cash prize. Now, everyone must face the Chaser tonight. Mel's first. Welcome to the show, Mel.
Thank you.
You're in travel.
Yes.
I love travel, people.
Yes.
Love travel. You're in the sort of corporate end of travel, right?
Corporate, yeah.
Right.
So it's not quite as exciting as the leisure, but, you know, still keeps me busy and interesting.
Are they all sitting up the pointy end, your clients?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
Nice. And do you get a bit of travel in yourself?
Yeah, I do. I usually do a trip with work, you know, maybe once a year. So
A junket.
Yeah.
So, Mel, what are we here for today?
So I'd like to win some money for to buy a camper trailer or a caravan, even depending on the money. And I've got my 3 boys, so I'd like to, you know, head out with my hubby, you know, weekends away.
See a bit of our backyard.
Maybe see a bit further away. So
best of luck, Mel.
Thank
1 minute
you.
on the clock. 2 grand per correct answer. And your time starts now. Beginning with T, what disposable item is typically used when blowing one's nose?
Tissue.
Correct. In which country was the department store chain Nordstrom's founded?
USA.
Correct. The fatwa on Salman Rushdie was imposed by Ayatollah who?
Pass.
Khomeini. What was singer Psy's most successful song from 2012?
Gangnam Style.
Correct. Which armless sculpture is the best-known work attributed to Alexandros of Antioch?
Pass.
The Venus de Milo. How many Olympic gold medals did swimmer Shane Gould win?
6.
3. TV puppet Ozzy Ostrich is mainly what colour?
White.
Pink. A flat wooden accessory used to prepare food on is a chopping what?
Board.
Correct. On a standard computer keyboard, the ampersand shares a key with which number?
3.
7. An idiom meaning to perform exceptionally well is to do it like whose business?
1.
Nobody's business. Which True Lies star is the daughter of actor Tony Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Got it. Just in time too, Mel. Nice steady start. Well played for you. 5 figures is always a nice place to be. And you got $10,000, Mel, so congratulations to you. Who's like to be up for you?
Well, I always said Anne, I'd like to meet her, and but I just love her wit and, you know, just a bit of her humour. Sometimes you almost crack her and get her to laugh.
Satisfying moment, Dal.
Yes.
Satisfying moment.
Yes.
Let's hope we can get one for you. Is it going to be Anne? Could be anyone. We'll meet the chaser after the break.